bond for the man accused of helping plot the murder of Florida State professor Dan Markel.
Somebody had walked up to Markel and shot him twice in the head.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's vlog is a somber one as we're here at Pardes Shalom Cemetery to pay respects to Daniel Markel, a Canadian professor whose life was tragically taken in Tallahassee, Florida. Now, this visit isn't just about the crime itself, but about remembering Daniel and the legacy he left behind. See, Daniel was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada in 1972. He grew up with a love for learning, went to study law at Harvard, before becoming a respected professor at Florida State University's College of Law. Now, his work focused on criminal law, legal theory, and he was widely admired by colleagues and students for his dedication and intellect. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the crime, show you where it happened. This case had so many twists and turns. Now, sadly, in July of 2014, Dan arrived home and he was gunned down in his garage in Tallahassee, Florida.
I don't know if somebody tried to shoot him or if he shot himself or what. I don't know. He didn't send an ambulance in a hurry. An EMT. He's still alive. He's moving.
Okay. What's going on with him?
I don't know. The driver's side window is all bashed in, and he's got blood all over his head. He's not responding to me. I think you need to hurry.
The murder wasn't random. Investigators would later determine it was a murder-for-hire plot. At the time, Dan was going through a bitter divorce and custody battle with his ex-wife, Wendi Adelson. She was also a lawyer. Their relationship had been strained for years, especially around her desire to move their two young sons closer to her family in South Florida, something Dan opposed. Now, the case went cold at first, but within a few months, police began following leads. Investigators suspected from early on that this was not a random crime, but was a murder-for-hire plot. From 2014 to 2016, detectives pieced together evidence, including cell phone records, car rentals, and surveillance video of suspicious vehicles in the area on the day of the murder. And in May of 2016, nearly 2 years later, the first arrests were made. Luis Rivera, a gang member, and Sigfreda Garcia were identified as the hitmen who traveled to Tallahassee to carry out the killing. Rivera later took a plea deal and confessed to his role.
You said you were going to have to kill the man?
Yeah,
And what was the second part of what you said?
for some kids.
For some kids. All right, anything else? What did that mean to you, kill the man for some kids?
That's for a lady.
When you came to Tallahassee that first time, did you have any guns with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what guns were in the car with you on that first trip?
We had two guns, two
Okay.
38s.
All right, still seated in the driver's seat of his vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened once you pulled into his driveway?
Soon as I pulled in, Garcia jumped out the car and went around. Not around, but in front of the car. Right behind his car and in front of the car I was driving. Went to the driver's side and shot him.
Now, in October 2016, Garcia's on-again, off-again girlfriend, Catherine, was arrested. She was the link between the hitmen and Dan's former in-laws, the Adelson family.
In the state of Florida versus Catherine Magbanowa, 2016 CF 3036 and 2018 CF 497. Ms. Magbanowa is present here in the courtroom along with her counsel on count 1, which is the count of first-degree murder. You have been found guilty by a jury. You will be adjudicated guilty and you will be sentenced to life in prison with no eligibility for probation or parole.
Now, over the years, prosecutors alleged that members of Wendi's family, particularly her brother Charlie Adelson and their mother Donna, financed and orchestrated the plot to solve Wendi's custody issues by eliminating Dan.
Say this undercover FBI recording of Adelson and Catherine McBanois discussing what to do if a cop approaches them is the proof that Adelson was involved in Markel's murder.
It took nearly 8 years for those connections to fully unravel. In April 2022, Charlie Adelson was arrested and later convicted of orchestrating the murder.
Sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of release or parole.
And more recently, in November 2023, Donna Adelson, Wendi's mother, was arrested as she attempted to flee the country to Vietnam.
Is that okay with you? Please, you don't have that with handcuffs on. She's not going anywhere. Please. Please.
Do you have anything in your pocket?
No.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No, I
Plus, you have a necklace on.
You can take it off. Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
Donna Adelson was charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and solicitation of murder. On September 4th, 2025, she was found guilty on all charges and will spend her remaining life in prison.
Adelson faces a mandatory life sentence for murder and up to 30 years for conspiracy and solicitation. The verdict coming in after about 3 hours of jury deliberation.
Now, as of today, several members of the Adelson family have faced charges, though Wendi herself has not been charged.
There was a shooting at your home, or your ex-husband's home, at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, Daniel, all right, has been taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God.
Okay?
I have a lot of friends.
I know.
How do you know that?
Well, you had 2 of them up there for a last-minute lunch date, right?
Last minute?
Well, I mean, you went up there, you're sitting with them, you have friends.
I do. What I meant by it is that Danny didn't treat me very well, and I'm so scared that maybe someone did this. Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
She has always denied involvement. Dan's murder was not only a personal tragedy, but also a chilling example of how a bitter family dispute and custody fight escalated into a murder-for-hire plot. His legacy lives on through his scholarship, his students, and the foundation his friends and family created in his memory. But beyond the headlines, Daniel was a father of 2 young boys, and those who knew him describe him as brilliant, kind, and passionate about justice. And standing here today, we're reminded that his life was so much more than the tragedy that ended it. His friends, family, and students continue to honor his memory, and his work lives on through the scholarship he left behind. Let's take a walk over to his final resting place. Let's read what it says. As you can see, it says, in loving memory of Daniel Eric Markel, beloved father, son, brother, and friend, October 9th, 1972 to July 19th, 2014. His children were his world, his family, friends, and community his pillars, his academic work his passion. His light shone so bright that it will never be extinguished. And on the back, you can see that it says Markel. This is his final resting place. This case has been all over the news. It's one I've wanted to do for a long time. And to be here, tell his story, share his story, keep his name alive is important to me. Of course, I brought a stone to leave in honor of Daniel. I appreciate you coming along with me today to hear his story. Check this out. Hit that like and subscribe button. We will go on more adventures. I always like to say life is like a book, and I want to read it with you. From just outside Toronto, Ontario, Canada, it's your friend Chris. Peace.